Good evening. Our top stories tonight: Patrick Mahomes' ankle. The ankle that everyone is obsessed about, and too many people are kind of just accepting, well, he's at practice. Well, they say he's full. Well, did you see him jogging at practice? Patrick Mahomes is fine. That's not the case. That is not reality. That is not how high ankle sprains work. So Patrick Mahomes is more injured than everyone wants to admit. We went all the way from, oh, he's out. Kansas City are underdogs at home. Patrick Mahomes isn't playing, all the way to the other side where, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he's fine. Ankle's not bothering him. Look at him. He's jogging. He's jogging. So we'll see. But just remember, Patrick Mahomes is more injured than he is letting on. And also, a Kelce could be retiring after this weekend or after the Super Bowl. Yes, Jason Kelce, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, he has flirted with retirement for the past couple off seasons. Last year said he was having too much fun, but this could be his final game against the San Francisco 49ers. We also have the Dallas Cowboys, who, we're in for a long offseason, my friends, because ESPN's Todd Archer is already writing articles about, well, the Cowboys, they should extend Dak Prescott and extend a couple of these players, and that'll help the cap situation. But they could draft a quarterback and move on from Dak Prescott. Ooh. Get ready for a lot of non-stories this offseason, including the Cowboys drafting Dak Prescott's replacement. Non-story, bad journalism, just the clickbait that you expect from ESPN. We will not bring you that here at Player Profiler. But what we will bring you is the news that Daniel Jones, $30 million a year minimum, he is expected to command, which makes sense because that would tie him with Matt Ryan, put him behind Carson Wentz, put him just ahead of Ryan Tannehill. Daniel Jones got to be paid more than all of those guys. Of course, none of them will be on the same contract when the offseason ends, but still, Daniel Jones, he's going to be making about $35 million this coming offseason. It's just how quarterback works. And how some quarterbacks work is not hanging out with their receivers outside of the facility, outside of the games, outside of the practices. Aaron Rodgers did not hang out with Romeo Doubs once in the entire time they were together as Green Bay Packers. They hung out at a Halloween party. That is the only time Romeo Doubs saw Aaron Rodgers outside of the Packers facility. So, Aaron Rodgers, we already knew he was not having a good time. And of course, he's a lot older than these receivers, but they didn't even have a dinner together. Yeah, just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers. We have all that and much, much more on Player Profiler Today. So the Patrick Mahomes ankle discourse has honestly gone too far, and I am probably part of the problem here. Because, Patrick Mahomes returns to the game after suffering a high ankle sprain, and I go out and say that Patrick Mahomes is a superhero. He's a Greek god. He is not human. He is out of this world. And all of those things are true. But Patrick Mahomes still has a high ankle sprain. That is still a 4 to 6 week injury. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes is a Greek god. Hercules and Zeus and Hades and all these other Greek gods, if they suffer a high ankle sprain, it's a 4 to 6 week injury, 4-week minimum. So Patrick Mahomes, he's going to play through this 4 to 6 week injury. But based on the videos that we've seen, there is nothing to say that Patrick Mahomes is healthy. Nothing at all. We see Pat McAfee zooming in on his step off the podium. Well, there's no limp. Patrick Mahomes, there's no limp. He's not limping. He's fine. Look how healthy he is. Look at him jog after handing the ball off or play action on these plays. Look. Patrick Mahomes, he's in practice and he's moving. He's walking. That's not how high ankle sprains work at all. At all. It is far more painful when you are running with a high ankle sprain because you are pushing off. The stop-start is what gets you because the injury of a high ankle sprain, is injuring the tendon that stabilizes your tibia and your fibula, the two bones that make up the lower part of your leg, where in between the knee and the ankle. So that joint is no longer stable, and it is painful as hell. And that's what Patrick Mahomes is dealing with. So every push off that he makes, every plant, every time he tries to accelerate, Patrick Mahomes is going to be feeling that. Patrick Mahomes is not healthy. That is a fact. We keep seeing videos. Well, look at Patrick Mahomes throwing in practice. Look at him handing it off. Today, the video was Patrick Mahomes standing still and throwing. He did not move in the videos that came out today. Look at Patrick Mahomes throwing. He's fine. It's all good. This is just a big old smokescreen by the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a reason that these videos are being selectively released by Kansas City media, because Patrick Mahomes is not doing anything that would put him at risk to be exposed as unhealthy. We saw it with Josh Allen earlier this season. When Josh Allen had his elbow injury, Josh Allen was on the field at practice. As soon as reporters showed up, Josh Allen booked it to the locker room because they're not showing the reporters a damn thing. Kansas City is not showing the media in Kansas City a damn thing. And so the national media just latches on. Oh, look, Patrick Mahomes, he's healthy. Look at him move. No, this is why Player Profiler exists, to tell you what's actually happening. And what's actually happening is Patrick Mahomes has a high ankle sprain. That is a 4 to 6 week injury. He can play through it. He will play through it. We saw Phillip Rivers play without an ACL. But Patrick Mahomes is going to be severely limited. You watched that bootleg in practice. He was jogging, and the bootleg game, not a big part. Kansas City's offense anyways, a lot of shotgun anyways, but that's going to be completely evaporated from the playbook. It's going to be all shotgun. Patrick Mahomes is going to stand there, and he's going to have a hard time maneuvering the pocket. He's going to have a hard time being the tactical scrambler that he is. Bengals are going to win. A healthy Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, second best quarterback in the NFL. But Patrick Mahomes on one ankle, which no one wants to admit. No one wants to admit that Patrick Mahomes is still on one ankle. Joe Burrow has this in the bag. Sorry, Kansas City fans. And really, based on Burrowhead, Kansas City does not deserve to lose this. Because let's be honest, Burrowhead is one of the stupidest things that have come out in a while from the NFL. Absolutely ridiculous. So you want to give Kansas City bulletin board material, first of all, by saying that Joe Burrow owns Arrowhead. And it gets even worse because Burrowhead just sounds stupid. It's not funny. It's not clever. It doesn't even rhyme. Arrow? Burrow? No, those are different sounds. So Kansas City does not deserve to lose this game based on the antics of Eli Apple and of Burrowhead, but it's going to happen anyways. They're going to lose. I don't care that inside linebacker Willie Gay finds nothing impressive about the Bengals offense. This is a quote from him. He was asked, "What impresses you about the Cincinnati Bengals offense?" Nothing. Nothing. It's the full Zach Wilson. Do you take responsibility? Do you feel you owed your offense? No. No. This is a man who is shook. Willie Gay is shook by the Cincinnati Bengals. He is bothered by the fact that Joe Burrow owns them. He's impressed, and he can't bring himself to admit it. He does not have the courage to admit, yeah, this is a really good team. Jamar Chase might be the best receiver in the NFL. It's not, it's Justin Jefferson, but Jamar Chase is sure as hell close. Justin Jefferson, best player in the NFL. Jamar Chase, probably the only one right now that could usurp him as the best player in the NFL. Maybe Joe Burrow too. Anyways, Kansas City doesn't deserve to lose this game. Patrick Mahomes deserves to win this game, gritting through a high ankle sprain with a supporting cast that was supposed to be a rebuild. But it's not going to happen. Patrick Mahomes is going to lose to Joe Burrow 0-4. But that brings us to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers. And the biggest story of the day there, one that is really flying under the radar, is the fact that Jason Kelce, the 5-time All-Pro, first team All-Pro, all 5 times too, the 6-time Pro Bowler, he might retire after this game. They've drafted the replacement for Jason Kelce already. Cam Jurgens was drafted out of Boston College, I believe. Should have looked that up before the show. But Cam Jurgens, they've already drafted the replacement. Was it Nebraska? Anyways, drafted the replacement of Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce helped select his own replacement, trying to find the guy that reminds him of himself the most. Jason Kelce, for the past couple of years, has been working with the Eagles scouting department to scout offensive linemen. Because Jason Kelce, he can do whatever he wants when he retires. He can go and start his own podcast. He and Travis Kelce, that podcast is phenomenal. And for the most part, Jason is operating as the host while Travis is kind of the color commentary guy. But he's great. He can do all of the media stuff he wants. He could become a coach. He could become a scout. Jason Kelce, the world is your oyster. Best of luck in retirement, but it's not coming after this game. Your last game will not be a loss to the San Francisco 49ers. Might be a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, but Jason Kelce going to go to the Super Bowl one more time. We'll see if he wins, and we'll see if he walks off into the sunset. But the Eagles are going to be fired up for Jason Kelce, for Brandon Graham, who's getting up there in age, coming off an Achilles tear that he massively exceeded expectations. Should have been in the running of comeback player of the year, but that just didn't get the credit it deserved because he's a older defensive end. Lots of moving parts for the Philadelphia Eagles, but they also have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert in place. Jalen Hurts going to get a massive extension this offseason, which, by the way, Jalen Hurts going to get paid this offseason. Lamar Jackson, he's going to get paid this offseason. Joe Burrow, going to get paid this offseason. Justin Herbert, they're all going to make bank in 2023, which makes Patrick Mahomes' contract just so funny. Patrick Mahomes right now, he's averaging $46 million a year, which is incredible money. Absolutely generational wealth. Congrats to the Mahomes family. Congrats to Patrick. He deserves every penny. But the fact that Patrick Mahomes is the 5th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and probably, unless they give him a raise this offseason, Patrick Mahomes is going to drop from 5th highest paid to 9th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, because Lamar's going to be making the most. Jalen Hurts is going to be making the most. Justin Herbert's going to be making the most. And Joe Burrow is going to be making the most. 4 times this offseason, we will see a new highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. Because whoever gets the newest contract is going to one-up the previous guys. It's just going to happen. Patrick Mahomes' contract is just an absolute bargain. 5th already in terms of salary per year, and about to be 9th. They got to give him a raise. They got to give Patrick Mahomes a raise. And apparently, according to Todd Archer of ESPN, the Cowboys, they might have to find a new quarterback. The Cowboys, who have 29-year-old Dak Prescott. He's going to be 30 once the season starts, but 29-year-old Dak Prescott, you got to find a succession plan for him. And then this is the quotes that are pulled from the article. This is how the article is advertised. So I go and read it. It's what's happening here? Well, the Dallas Cowboys, they are quite a bit over the cap. And they can make some moves. They can adjust Ezekiel Elliott's contract, Tyron Smith's contract. There's ways to make moves, but the other move, the most obvious move, is to extend Dak Prescott. Well, okay, extending Dak Prescott. Yeah, that's an obvious. Dak Prescott, despite his failures against the San Francisco 49ers, he had a bad game. And he had a bad game at a bad time. But Dak Prescott is still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's top 5, depending on where you rank him in tier 2. Dak Prescott, quality quarterback. And so, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, the fact that they have him signed through 2023 through 2024, they can ease some of their cap burden, because Dak Prescott next year, currently, he is the highest cap hit of any player, just behind, or second highest, sorry, behind just Deshaun Watson. So they're going to adjust that. And the easiest way to adjust that is to give Dak Prescott an extension, which he deserves. He deserves every penny that the Cowboys are going to pay him. But, what if they don't? What if the Cowboys don't extend Dak Prescott this year? That's a problem. They'll need to figure out his backup, because then they'll be moving on from him next year. How did those leaps all come together? So Dak Prescott, he's making, I think, $49 million against the cap this year, about $50 million next year. Cowboys are in cap hell now. They have cap issues now. They got to fix that. So if they play the year without extending Dak Prescott, you're saying, well, they draft a quarterback, they draft Dak Prescott's replacement, and they just wait out the 2 years where the cap hit is bad, and this doesn't make sense at all. This does not scan. So you're saying that, well, Dak Prescott, he's making too much money. The Cowboys are in a bad contract situation right now. So in 2 years from now, they should have a new quarterback ready, because if they move on from him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This is just the clickbait that we are going to see all off season long. And it won't just be the Dallas Cowboys. It will be just so many think piece articles. And it's not reporting. None of this article was reporting. But we're going to see it all off season long. We're going to see the Aaron Rodgers. He's going to the Jets, and the Packers, they're going to get Garrett Wilson, and they're going to get Sauce Gardner in exchange for Aaron Rodgers plus picks. No. Shut up. Stop. I get it. It's fun to drive clicks. And we were accused of just being unfactually reporting earlier today. Apparently, we said that Aaron Rodgers has no time for Romeo Doubs based on the interview with Romeo Doubs saying that he has never hung out with Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry. Where is the looking for clicks based on Aaron Rodgers has no time for his rookie receiver, Romeo Doubs? It's just objective truth. He has no time for him. Romeo Doubs says, yeah, he's all about football. It's all about football with Aaron Rodgers. Our relationship, purely football. Aaron Rodgers quite literally does not have time for Romeo Doubs, and that's okay. But apparently, we're clickbaiting. We're trying to vilify Aaron Rodgers and make him look bad by saying that he doesn't have time for Romeo Doubs, even though that's the truth. Okay. All right. We're vilifying Aaron Rodgers, even though he does a pretty damn good job of doing that himself. We at Player Profiler are just here to tell you the truth. Most people in NFL media aren't telling you the truth. There is some sort of slant on it. Aaron Rodgers didn't have time for Romeo Doubs, which I would say probably means he was not overly happy with the Packers, that he was not bonding with his younger teammates. Because I guarantee you, when Aaron Rodgers is traded to the Jets, that he's going to have time for Garrett Wilson. He's going to make time for Garrett freaking Wilson, who I saw friend Luke Sawhook earlier today say that if Garrett Wilson ends up with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, he is a top 6 option in redraft, more than likely. Garrett Wilson's probably a top 6 option in redraft regardless. I'm not saying you're going to draft him as a top 6 wide receiver, but Garrett Wilson, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. He is just an elite football player. And no matter who his quarterback is next year, he's going to improve on what he did with Mike White, Joe Flacco, and Zach Wilson. It's just going to happen. Garrett Wilson, one of those pro-ready wide receivers like Justin Jefferson, like Jamar Chase, and we're just going to see it just keep going up and up and up. But anyways, lots of clickbait that you're going to see this offseason. We're here to help you sort through it. When people start writing articles, the Cowboys are going to get Dak Prescott's successor. We're here to tell you that is just bullshit. Ignore it. There's a lot of articles you can ignore. This is the beauty of Player Profiler Today, is because I read so much bullshit about the NFL. But I do that so you don't have to, and so you can know what actually is going to happen. And what's actually going to happen is the Dallas Cowboys are going to give Dak Prescott a contract extension this offseason. If they don't, they're not drafting another quarterback because they still have Dak next year. Anyways, moving on, continuing with the Dallas Cowboys, final note. Kellen Moore's future is uncertain at this moment with the Dallas Cowboys. Offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Don't know if he's going to be brought back. They're still evaluating. They're evaluating all of the staff, and it's going to take more than a day. Sounds like Kellen Moore is going to be on his way out of the Dallas Cowboys after failing to land the Carolina Panthers job. Dan Quinn's back. We'll see who the new offensive coordinator would be if Kellen Moore is in fact gone. It's a bad decision, but looks like Kellen Moore is going to be the one getting scapegoated instead of Mike McCarthy. And that'll bring us to news around the NFL. Daniel Jones set to make $30 million a year. And that should be obvious when you look at other quarterbacks around the league. $30 million for him, $32 million for Carson Wentz. Daniel Jones deserves to make more than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a shell of a quarterback at this point. Daniel Jones deserves to make more than Ryan Tannehill, who's making $29.5 million a year. He deserves more than Matt Ryan, at $32 million a year. But then we get into the Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, $5 million each for Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins. That seems to be in the ballpark of what you pay Daniel Jones, because Goff and Kirk Cousins, they could get extensions, they could get raises this offseason. And Derek Carr, it becomes easy to argue, well, I deserve more than Goff and Cousins because Derek Carr is making $40.4 million a year. And that's the bracket that I would put Daniel Jones in. So Daniel Jones, he's going to make at least $30 million a year. I'm going to put the number at 35. I think 3 years, $35 million a year for the New York Giants, $105 million total over 3 years. I think that would be perfect for the New York Giants to pay Daniel Jones. It's a lower tier of quarterback contracts. Daniel Jones gets paid. It's a short-term deal, so you can move on if you have to, or you can extend him if he proves out to be worthful when you draft more weapons around him, which he desperately needs. We've got that. We've got Wink Martindale, the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants, who is going to get a second interview with the Indianapolis Colts. Still Jeff Saturday, still the favorite, but Wink Martindale, Raheem Morris, their candidates. Eric Bieniemy seems to have a strong relationship with Chris Ballard, so he could end up getting the job. Dan Quinn pulled himself out. Jeff Saturday is still the favorite, and it is painful, absolutely painful. But that will bring us to our final segment and our favorite segment each and every night. Of course, that is the tool of the day, and it's a Friday, so we are going to be bringing you the Lineup Genius. The Lineup Genius, of course, part of the DFS Dominator. And the DFS Dominator is here to help you win some money. So, of course, quarterback, we're going to pick Jalen Hurts. He's the only mobile quarterback. Of course, we're picking Jalen Hurts. And usually, I stack my top option, my quarterback. Usually, I stack them with their number one wide receiver. But I think we're going to go with Jamar Chase. If you watch the Writers' Roundtable last night with myself, with Aaron Stewart, with Seth Dywald, with Ahan Rungta, if you watch that, you know we're all in on Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to pop the hell off tonight. We're going to stack those two. We're going to generate our optimized lineups, and it's going to build us. Jalen Hurts, Jamar Chase. We've got Samaje Perine in there, which this could be a shootout. And if it is, Samaje Perine, he and Joe Mixon are splitting passing downs, as our friend Aaron Stewart pointed out. And if you want more insight from Aaron Stewart, make sure you go and check out the live show that he does in our Discord about Prediction Strike. Does that once a week, and he helps you make some money on Prediction Strike. And if you want some help making money, use promo code UNDERWORLD when you sign up for Prediction Strike. Promo code UNDERWORLD will give you a free player share with a $10 deposit. So enjoy your free player share. It could be someone like Jamar Chase. You could luck out and get a Jamar Chase. But we're here to help you make money. We are here with the all-in package. If you want to use the Lineup Genius yourself, sign up for the all-in package today. You'll get the rest of January free. And then you get 12 months of beautiful football content. Gonna be a great weekend of NFL games this weekend. Just 3 games left. We only have 3 games left of the NFL season, which quite frankly sucks. Sad, makes me disappointed, but we gotta enjoy it while it lasts. So make sure you enjoy Jason Kelce's career extending another week, heading to a second Super Bowl, and make sure you enjoy the fact that Joe Burrow is going to beat Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes, I cannot stress enough, is dealing with a 4 to 6 week injury. NFL media is lying to you about Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, you like that video? Be sure to subscribe and activate those alerts so you get notified as soon as new videos drop. And be sure to check out PlayerProfiler.com. We have all the tools for you to dominate every type of fantasy league. We have a draft kit, Dynasty Deluxe, data analysis, DFS Dominator, and don't forget the player rankings to rule them all.